Hello everybody, hope your day is going well. Today I have a bit of a chill video for you all, a Q&A video. Yesterday on my community tab, I asked you what kind of questions you had for me. There were a lot. I'm not gonna be able to get to them all, sadly. I'm gonna try and spend like an hour answering questions, and I'm gonna try and answer as many as possible because, wow, there is a lot. And there's a few that are like the same question, but there's also a lot of good ones here as well, so let's get into the questions. Let's start with this one here. We have Ryan Animatics asks, what content do you plan to do when the Owl House is finished, or do you wish to keep making Owl House videos? Also, will we be seeing any more collaborations with similar content creators like Tomotasauce? Just wanted to say hi, love your videos, hoot hoot. Thank you, Ryan, that's very kind of you. As for content, I think what my plan is after the Owl House is released, I'm probably gonna still be creating content on it for around, maybe like 6 months after. It's gonna slowly like dwindle off as it's like, less of a hot topic, and I'll start talking about other things. Obviously, whenever Owl House news comes out or whenever I want to make an Owl House video, I still will. They're not going to be gone from the channel forever. It's sort of like Amphibia, where I haven't made a lot of Amphibia content recently. I plan to make quite a few more videos on it since Marcy's Journal came out. There is a Gartic Phone video that should be coming out in a few days. That's one of the videos that I'm working on in the background, and I hope you all enjoy that. And I have that big Marcy's Journal project, but yeah, it's gonna like slowly, move to the back, and while other content will move forward. And I imagine my channel during this time is probably gonna be sort of half dead, because whenever you like try and switch up things, it's gonna like die. So yeah, it's gonna be an experimental time around like half a year after the Owl House ends, but after it ends, we'll be producing like lots of content on it, and I still want to make lots of videos that you'll be able to come back and watch anytime. That's like kind of what the videos I want to make are right now. That's not to say it'll ever end. I still want to make Amphibian Owl House videos, but they'll definitely be much less often as we move forward away from the ending of these two shows. As for collaborations with content creators and Tomotasauce, I do have another video with Tomotasauce in the works right now, actually, and I would like to collaborate with other creators as well, but I'm also very shy. I'm very bad about reaching out to other people because I always think they're gonna think I'm just using them for views or something, so I'm terrified of reaching out to other creators, and I know most of them are really, really cool. Like Tomotasauce is super chill, and I'd love to do more collabs in the future, but I need to get over my fear of being scared of that. Ooh, this is an interesting one by Imagination Station. Odd question, but if you had the ability to pitch a theme park land based on the Owl House, what kind of attractions, shows, or other experiences would you want to see and get the chance to ride? Okay, so this one's interesting. We could have Hooty's Tunnel of Love. That seems like a bit too easy, but I feel like what would be cool is if you were to ride on Hooty. Well, I guess I don't know if you could do that because Hooty's supposed to be infinite, so what would the back one look like? Huh, maybe that could be part of the gimmick where it's like, don't look at my back, you won't want to see. I don't know, they could just do something funny. Maybe it could just be Port of Hooty at the end, I don't know. But it would be cool if you like rode on Hooty and he would take you on like an adventure throughout all the Boiling Isles or something. Like you get to go through like the town, Bellos' castle, the snowy area. I think just like visiting all the locations and being able to see the characters like waving at you or something, that'd just be kind of cool. Something simple like that. Ooh, I like this one as well. Darth Apavel asks, what is your favorite video on this channel, ignoring the view count? Just what you think turned out the best. So that's a really interesting question because the most popular videos on the channel are obviously like the Hunger Games videos and the Kahoot video, but like the Owl House Hunger Games is the most popular video on this channel. I think it has 1.4 million views, which is really awesome, which is a bit sad in my opinion because it's definitely nowhere near like my favorite video, because I think I didn't even put a ton of effort in that video. I maybe like worked on it for 4 or 5 days, where like the current Hunger Games video that I'm working on now, I'm spending a lot of time on, and I hope it's gonna be like legendary. And it sucks because that video, the one I'm working on now, is probably gonna get like a quarter or less, probably like 10% amount of views of the first one. I mean, that's just how it works on YouTube. But for my personal favorite video on the channel, I'd have to say the Owl House Gartic Phone, the one with God Hooty. I love that video. It sort of kicked off the idea to create the Owl House Chronicles, which is the sort of lore I've been dropping in the little videos with the text-to-speech sort of things. I have like a whole storyline planned out that should be really interesting. And that's sort of like where the first one really kicked off. So I'm hoping to make more of things like that. And yeah, I'd say that's the video I'm most proud of right now. Janek Filipowski asks, sorry if I butcher any of your names, I do apologize. Are you a fan of some other community besides cartoon ones? Star Wars, Marvel, DC? Yeah, I'm interested in a lot of things. Unfortunately, I'm not particularly interested in any of the things you mentioned. If you take a look at my other channels, I have different channels on different things. I'm super into gaming, so I love like Nintendo games. I do have a channel dedicated to Fire Emblem and Pokemon both. You can check those down in the video description. And my friends have been getting me more into anime recently because they're obsessed with anime, so I've been watching some more animes that they recommended. And I don't know, I guess there's a lot of different communities. I love a lot of things. I'm very easy to please. And if you're interested in other stuff too, take a browse through my other channels to see if you're interested in content like that. Not to plug, but you know, it is there in case you're interested. Here's a good one by Anag. Who would you say is your least favorite character in the Owl House besides Odalia? Big fan of your videos, by the way. So here's the thing with least favorite characters. Like, no offense to some of the side characters at Hexside, but they're not really that interesting to me. Like, they're fine. Like, they're there to fill in, like, you know, some student roles. But I really don't, like, care about them. Like, they're not good to make videos on. They're not fun to meme. They just kind of exist. So, like, I guess those would be more toward my least favorite. Like, obviously, I hate Tibbles, Audalia, and Terra, because they all suck, but they're fun to hate on. But yeah, I'd say it's among probably those three characters. If we're talking about, like, the most least interesting ones, it's definitely, like, the Hexside students, or just, like, some of the background characters that just, like, fill in roles that I don't really care about. Social Anxiety asks, why did you decide to make the Owl House YouTube universe? Okay, you2. I've been just calling it the Owl House Chronicles right now, and I've always been obsessed with creating like a whole lore storyline in videos. I know it's really difficult to do, especially since it's really hard for newer viewers to actually get into it without having to like watch the whole thing. So for example, I made the AI Amity Lost Lore, which is more for people who are subscribed. And when I do videos like the Smash Bros. With the Gartic phone that had the God Hooty and AI Amity battles in them, those are more toward the end of the video, so newer viewers who may be a little confused about that can always just click off after they've watched what they've seen already. Because, you know, audience retention is terrible on YouTube anyways, so I usually like keeping that stuff toward the end of the video because I think it's pretty neat for those people who kind of want to follow along. But I think the easiest answer is probably just because I wanted to just write something funny and edit it all together, and I think I like what I've been doing so far. I kind of like it. I don't know if anyone else likes it, honestly. I've been getting some like mixed comments about either people being really confused about what happens at the end, or they either love it or they don't like it, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it up for a while though because I enjoy it. Captain Pancakes asks, what inspired you to make videos? So I could go on about this for like hours and hours because I've always wanted to do YouTube ever since I was young, and I got asked this question like quite a few times by a lot of different people in this Q&A, but I'll just go with this one. And what inspired me to make videos was just I grew up with YouTube so much. I spent so much of my time online when I was a child watching YouTube videos and wanting to do them. I think one of the main things I watched was like gaming stuff, and I loved watching people's Let's Plays. So for the past like 4 years, if you look at my Zeez gaming channel, I did gaming videos, Let's Plays for so long. And eventually I had to stop doing them because they just didn't really get any traction. It sucks because I put so much of my heart and soul into those videos and they literally hardly got any attention. And I've just been experimenting with new forms of content, and then back in April when I formed this channel, I started experimenting once again, and this time it was actually successful. So I was pretty happy with that. As for other YouTubers that inspire me, that the list is too long. I'll put some of my favorites on the screen right now. I don't watch all of them nowadays, but they were definitely like very impactful either recently or now or back in my childhood. They're all great creators, and I'm still experimenting. I'm still extremely inspired to create tons of different videos. I literally have an 11-page document full of video ideas that I can't wait to finally start making some of those ideas. Oh, dude, it's crazy. I literally am just like overwhelmed with ambition to create videos, so I hope you're all ready for some hopefully good content. Ooh, yes, Toothless206, one of my mods from the Discord server, asks, Winnie the Pooh's Grand Adventure review when? So, Pooh's Grand Adventure is like a meme in the Discord server, right? Where I was like super obsessed with it. I watched it like all the time as a kid, and I forced everybody in the Discord server to watch it a few months ago, and now they're all expecting a review on it. And I said, well, whenever we reach 5,000 Discord members, we'll do it. And recently we did, where I think we're sitting at around 5,020 in the Discord server. So there will be a review on Pooh's Grand Adventure coming soon. And this video is going to be very, very different from the rest of my content. It is going to be so freaking weird that you'll be like watching it and you're like, what am I even watching? Like, you think I go insane on my other videos? You just wait for this video. This video is going to be so freaking weird, and I'm also gonna make it a premiere so you can all watch it together and be insanely confused all together. Oh, this is a funny one. Zeddy asked, how come you named yourself Zeez G2? Where is the first? Are you holding him hostage? Also, what if Camila was conceal carrying when she entered the aisles with Luz? Was she just gonna shoot Bellows? As for the name Zeez G, this is a question I get asked a lot, and it's really funny because every time I say it, and nobody cares anymore. So people are like, oh, where's the name Zeez G come from? That's such a funny name. And then I tell them and they're like, okay. So I'm gonna tell you, ready? It's based off the character Zeke von Genbu from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, from a YouTube poop. So in a YouTube poop, people like to mess around with the audio. So for example, if somebody were to say, so cool, you could play the audio, then immediately reverse it to make them go, sauce. And it's really funny. That's what happens in YouTube poops all the time. So I watched a YouTube poop in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with a character named Zeke von Genbu. So I think you can see where we're going with this. It goes,
behold the mighty Zeke von Genbu, bringer of chaos! Behold the mighty Zeez von Genbu, bringer of chaos!
And I thought that was the funniest thing. So later that night with my friends, we started playing Jackbox, and I tried to enter Zeezvav Geeg into my username, but it wouldn't fit, so instead it just became Zeezvav G. And even though theoretically it should be Gee, I don't like the sound of it. I just prefer G, so Zeezvav G. There we go. That's what it is. That's the story. And guess what? Nobody cares because nobody here plays Xenoblade. Wow. Hi, it's me, Editing Zeez. I also realized that they asked about why this is the second channel and not the main channel, despite it having the most subscribers. That is because I primarily don't consider myself a cartoon YouTuber, even though that's my most successful channel. I've always been sort of a gaming one. And just because this one got more successful doesn't mean I'm going to make it the new main channel. I am focusing on it a lot more now, but this is still going to be the second channel going forward. The main one is kind of dead, but I have lots of plans for that in the future that I can't really do right now. Brazer asked, what's your favorite YouTube video you ever made? My favorite YouTube video I ever made is Meta Knight, Target Smash, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, any percent, Meta Knight, Super Smash, Target Smash, Meta Knight, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, any percent, Meta Knight, any percent, Meta Knight, Super Smash Bros. Target Smash, level 5 Meta Knight, Target Smash, level 5. I'm just kidding. Hadyberry asked, hey Zeez, I was thinking about Pokemon and thought, hey Zeez likes Pokemon. So I asked, what is your favorite and least favorite Pokemon? So this is a question I get a lot on my streams when I play Pokemon actually, and I never really have an answer for my favorite Pokemon. I don't know for sure, because there's so many good ones. I have to say Badoo for now. I love Badoo so much. The little guy is so adorable. I just love him so much. He's definitely in my top 10 for sure, and I always say Badoo when I'm asked this question, but I don't really know for sure. As for my least favorite, though, it is 100% freaking Girafarig. First off, ugly color palette. Second off, ugly in general. Look at this thing. It's disgusting. Third off, it's not even named correctly. This thing is false advertising. Girafarig? It's a horse. Where's its neck? This is just a horse that's painted yellow and brown. It's disgusting false advertising, and it is the bane of my existence because it is annoying and ugly, and I hate it, and for some reason, Scarlet and Violet decided to give it an evolution. I wish it was never made. It's that bad. We have 4 questions here from Amity Kinney. So the first one is favorite episode of the Owl House and Amphibia. For the Owl House, it's easily Hollow Mind. That episode is so godlike. Everything about it is awesome. It's so spooky, so sinister, and how they hid another story inside the story they were telling with the whole Bellows and Philip, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hollow Mind is goated. For Amphibia, this one's always really hard because I always am flip-flopping, but I think it's got to go to the hardest thing. You know, it's a series finale. It's so poetic and beautiful. Oh, it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I love the hardest thing. True Colors is definitely like so good though. My favorite characters from Owl House and Amphibia. For Amphibia, it's Marcy. Free. I also technically count Darcy in there, but whatever. Anne and Sasha are also really, really good too. Like the three girls are amazing characters. I always flip-flop between Anne and Sasha, which one I like more. I think it's Sasha right now, but you know, next week I might say Anne because I think I relate to Anne the least, but I feel that she definitely has like the most character to her. Marcy has like a really solid character if you are able to read between the lines, and especially after Marcy's journal, they just made her even better. But even Anne's section in Marcy's journal was really good too. It gave more character to Anne too, which makes me think like Anne is like, maybe Anne's better than Sasha. Maybe Sasha's the most mid because she didn't get a section in the journal, but whatever. It's definitely Marcy for Amphibia. As for the Owl House, it's Ida and Hunter. I know that's probably like everybody else's. It's either Ida or Hunter. Before we got a lot of Hunter screen time, it used to be Ida and Amity. Amity's honestly dropped down a little bit now. She's still probably in the top 5, but she probably is number 5. I think it'd probably go like Hunter's number 1, Ida's number 2, Bellos is number 3. I love Bellos as a villain. And then maybe like Gus and Amity. I've been appreciating Gus a lot more. I think Amity might still be higher than Gus. I don't know. I'll have to see like what happens in the coming episodes, but I've been liking Gus a lot more recently. Number 3, they ask, is favorite ship from obviously the Owl House and Amphibia. I'm not afraid of getting you canceled. So this is a funny question because I actually get this asked a lot. And I'm not really a shipper. I know it's like a big thing that people really love, but it's never really interested me too much before. I do think it's cute when characters get paired together in the show. Like, I think Lumity is good. I think Sprivey is good. People are really popping off over Hunter and Willow, and you know what? If that happens, I'd say that's good. But again, I don't really watch the shows for shipping. I mostly just watch it for the characters and the story. And their final question is number 4, favorite YouTube channel, Zeez. No, I'm just joking. There's a lot of good ones out there. I mentioned some earlier. One that I've been really appreciating recently is Mr. Sakurai, Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Super Smash Bros. And many other games. He is like my ultimate idol, and he started a YouTube channel like a few months ago, and his videos are supposed to educate you about gaming and gaming development. They do that while also being like literally life lessons almost. Like, you can interpret his gaming development videos as a life lesson. It's so weird. Has an amazing personality that I can't help but like respect the heck out of him. I strive to be somebody like Masahiro Sakurai, dude. He, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing person. And I've been loving his YouTube channel. If you're interested in gaming or gaming development, you definitely have to check it out. LPS Sisters asked, how did you come up with your character design? I've been wondering this for so long. So, I sort of didn't. My character is a ripoff, honestly. My little character, Zeez, is a bit of a ripoff from the character from Fire Emblem named Alm. I'm sure you can see the resemblance, yeah. So it's sort of a copy like that, but let me tell you where all the things are from. So I sort of took a lot of different elements from different things. So I took the sort of hair that Alm had, gave that as a base, sort of made my own little, not really chibi face, but you know, more circular, more rounded, less realistic, so more cartoony. I tried to make it more cartoony. The eyes I've been experimenting with a long time. Like, here are some of the old looking ones. They look disgusting. This is some of the newer ones, and then the newest one looks like this, which I actually looked at one of my favorite webcomics named Hooty, and I sort of took the eye pupils that they had and sort of copied it and used it as the eyes for that. As for the outfit, it's just like a little sweater thing, like a little purplish sweater. I'm actually going to change the outfit soon to rip off another character once again, Nami's Water 7 arc from One Piece. I love the shirt that she wears in that. I think that's her best outfit in all of One Piece, and I literally had a shirt like that in high school, and I loved wearing it a lot. So I think I'm going to use that shirt instead with a light blue tie, sort of like that Nami has, except I'll put like a different design on the tie. So yeah, that's kind of where the design comes from, is I just take, I can't say inspirations because I'm sort of ripping off other people, but I want to edit and change the design going forward. And my latest profile picture that I just got a few days ago, made by Dulce, you can check out their Instagram in the About section on this channel, makes the character look a lot more original because they sort of change up the hairstyle a little bit, different eyes and such, and like the outfit has stayed the same. So it feels a little bit more like Zeez and less like these characters combined. Regardless, that's where the design comes from. Exquisite Coven asks, what made you want to start YouTube, and do you still feel the same about it now? So I partially answered this question earlier with talking about how, you know, I watched a bunch of YouTubers and different YouTube content growing up and wanted to do the same thing as them. But I think what's really good about YouTube that I've actually been having a bit of a difficulty recently with is you don't really get pigeonholed, or at least nowadays you do, but back then, you could make any content you wanted, and it would do pretty well. The algorithm kind of makes that really bad. For example, my Mob Psycho video, when I tried to make a video about anime, got no views, because no one cares about it. That's what sucks, because YouTube is awesome, because I'm interested in so many different things, and doing YouTube, theoretically, allows me to do all of that. The problem is, what I have to do is I have to make people interested in me, not just the things that I'm talking about. For example, I love talking about Owl House and Amphibia, but if I were to make a video on something completely different, no one's gonna wanna watch it. Like, there's proof. You can say, oh, well, I like Zeez, I wanna watch Zeez. No, you won't. You might for a while, but you probably won't because you won't be interested in the things I'm talking about. That's my sort of issue, is I want to be able to become a creator where people watch me for me first and the thing I'm doing second. And that is something that's extremely difficult to happen on YouTube. Only the top creators can make that happen. And doing that is pretty difficult, but I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. So do I feel the same about it now? You know, different things have changed as YouTube has evolved. And, you know, that's why I have so many different channels, is that I'm experimenting, trying to not pigeonhole myself, because I love the success I've had on this channel, but there's plenty of other things that I want to do on YouTube. Like I said, I have an 11-page document full of video ideas, and I think Zeez G2 takes up maybe 3 pages of that. So that's 8 whole pages of stuff that I want to do. That's a lot of stuff. And if I get pigeonholed into doing one thing, I'm gonna put all my eggs in one basket. And I don't really want to do that. But the other issue is, if I spread it out too much, I'll become a jack of all trades, master of nothing. So I'm trying to find a good balance, and it's very complex. And I know I'm ranting about this, but I just want to make it clear how I feel. Regardless though, I am very happy about the success I've had on this channel, and I want to keep growing it. Legend Lungs asked, would you consider this your main channel now regarding the higher viewer significance? No, I would not. It's still my second channel. Again, I have way too many other channels. It's a problem I have, again, the pigeonholing thing. The main channel is sort of dead, and will probably be dead for a little while until I can become a master of my craft. I have a very long-term plan for YouTube, and it's not really set in stone or anything, but like, I have things up in my head that I want to do, but there are things that I want to focus on now and build up my skills before I go back to my main channel and go hardcore on it. Exotic asked, what made you pick Hooty for your persona for your Owl House videos? So this is actually a really good question. I've answered this on stream a few times. The reason why I use Hooty as my persona in the Owl House videos and Hop Pop for Amphibia is because of easy to recognize characters. So when I click on a video and I see like some random YouTuber's avatar, I don't really care. If you are a new viewer and you instantly see this, and you're watching like an Amphibia video, who's gonna care about that? But if you see a silly picture of Hop Pop, you're like, ha ha ha, Hop Pop, that's that guy. I know that guy, that's Hop Pop. That guy's talking, it's like he's Hop Pop, isn't that funny? It's much more recognizable for the person watching your content. I know it kind of contradicts the thing I was talking about earlier where I want people to watch me for me, but I think it's better for newer viewers watching my words come out of Hop Pop or Hooty as my persona as opposed to my avatar. Like, nobody recognizes this character, but everybody recognizes Hop Pop, who's seen Amphibia. Everybody recognizes Hooty, who's seen Owl House. And not only does it save me time drawing for my character, but it also is easier to recognize for newer viewers. They're much more likely to stay on and watch if it's not some random guy's avatar. Crystal Girl asks, what filming and editing softwares do you use? For my thumbnails and other picture edits, I use Photoshop, and for my videos, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. OBS, which you can record things for, are free. I do record on my Samsung Galaxy S10, which is what my phone is, and I used to have a really nice DSLR, but it's broken now, and I can't use it, so that sucks. As for a microphone, I forget exactly what kind it is. I'll probably just put it up on screen now. It's not bad. It gets the job done. And honestly, that's about all. King of Demons, woo! King of Demons. They're his fellow creator. They make really, really funny YouTube poops and other videos related to the Owl House. Definitely go check them out. This may be a hard one because there's so many out in the wild, but what is your favorite YouTube poop? So there's lots of good YouTube poops out there.
Pokemon Ranger. And
young man we know as Jash Ketchup of Sandtown, who along with his Pichu...
I just had the worst dream. For some strange reason, I was...
Really? Weird. I was quarters.
yeah, I was...
Manaphy sure looks happy.
Please help separate Manaphy and May.
Huh? But Manaphy sure looks happy.
Eureka! The Egg Temple! Of course, that would include my beloved secret. Eureka!
My favorite one, unfortunately, has a bit of an inappropriate title, but it starts with DDD Touches. If you look up DDD Touches, YouTube poop, it'll probably show up. And oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's so funny. It is my favorite YouTube poop up there. I watch it like once a month. It's so funny, dude. It's so funny. It weirdly ends with like Azumanga for like 6 minutes. It's like a 13-minute YouTube poop, I think. I forget. It's above 10 minutes. And like half of it is Kirby, half of it is like Azumanga Daioh. The Azumanga part is not nearly as funny as the Kirby part in my opinion, but gosh, that entire YouTube poop, it's gold. It's gold. It's my favorite YouTube poop free. Now we're gonna move on to questions that were asked from my Discord server. The first one is by AJ. They asked, will you do a Minecraft playthrough ever? So this is more of a gaming question, but I'd say probably not. There is a Minecraft video idea that I have written down. I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to make like a public server and make it so that we could create the Boiling Isles and Amphibia. And the issue would be that there's so many like trolls that would come on and they'd probably like destroy everything. So that's realistically probably just not possible. I would love to do it. Like imagine a YouTube video that'd be like, we made Amphibia in Minecraft, or we made the Boiling Isles in Minecraft. That would be such a cool idea. Even just the thumbnail alone would probably get like really popular. And I would definitely want to like, you know, credit all the people who spent all that time building something like that. Like obviously if you're interested in that, something like that, let me know. But I don't think it's realistically possible, especially with like people wanting to just troll and griefers or whatever they called, where they just blow up stuff. That would be sad if that were to happen like to everybody's hard work. Obviously we could make backups of the server, but still. If you are interested in any Minecraft content by me, I don't really do it too often, but I did do a live stream with Minecraft in the past. And I basically, my skin was Hunter, which was funny. And I did it with one of my moderators, Flight. He's a cat, and he was basically God when I was playing Minecraft, and he even gave me Flapjack. It was actually a pretty fun time. I highly recommend you go check out that stream because it was pretty fun. Houdini asks, am I in the video? Yes. Starlight Blight asks, how do you feel about Amity's development in the Owl House at the moment? So Amity is a very interesting character because I like Amity a lot, right? And there are a few times where I feel like Amity's entire character is just to be Luce's girlfriend, and she's got her own talents and ambitions and personality, but I feel like a lot of the time, especially like in the community, she's just Luce's girlfriend. And I kinda don't like that, because like I said, I'm not super big on ships. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's a really good pairing, but I don't want Amity's sole character trait to be, oh, that's Luce's girlfriend. I want her to be Amity Blight, you know? And don't get me wrong, I think it's sweet that Amity likes doing lots of things for Luce, but I want to see her do more things of her own volition, because thanks to them, she's kind of just like, we have to do this for Luce. Like, a lot of her dialogue and stuff is just like, Luce. Like I want more Amity content outside of Luce, because I think she's a good character, and being with Luce is sweet, but I want to see more without Luce. I know that sounds mean to like people who love Lumity, and don't get me wrong, I think Lumity is good. Like I said, I'm not saying Lumity's bad, but I want to see Amity like be able to do her own thing sometimes. Like, I really like the episode when she enters into the tournament. I thought that was a really good one because it feels more like she wants to do it because she wanted to be like her dad, and it doesn't really feel like she's doing it because it's something related to Luce. That's one of my favorite Amity episodes, because while there is a really nice Lumity moment at the end, and she's very supportive of Luce, she also has her own ambitions and such, and that's what I like best when I see Amity. Not just being Luce's girlfriend. I hate Keebler. Actually, you know that Keebler Elf? I want to punch the Keebler Elf. I'm sorry. I think Keebler Elf is stupid. Does anybody else want to punch that stupid Keebler Elf? Like, just look at him. He's so punchable. I want to punch the Keebler Elf. Oh my gosh, I want to punch the Keebler Elf. Look at him. He thinks he's so good. He literally thinks he's so good. Dude, this guy thinks he makes like the best crackers and like the best cookies. He's so proud of himself, but what does he even do, you know? Like, he makes cookies, but like, what does he actually do? How does he benefit society? That's rich coming from a YouTuber, but how does he actually benefit anything? Look at this guy, he's asking for it. Look at those freaking cheeks. His cheeks are so puffy, you could punch it and you wouldn't tell the difference if they were swollen or not. This guy could have got beat to death in the back streets, and he could have came on to the next commercial, and no one could tell the difference because of how swollen his stupid face is. I hate the Keebler Elf. I hate him. I don't know why, but I don't trust him, and I would never trust the Keebler Elf. He and Giraffric belong in eternal purgatory together. Cat and Tomatoes. Cat and Tomatoes. Once again, amazing artists from the Discord server. They've made quite a few art pieces. They ask, Zeez, why is Flight smelly? So for those who don't know, Flight, look at him. He's playing Minecraft currently. Flight, get off Minecraft. He's one of my moderators. He's a freaking cat. Look at him. He's a freaking cat and he smells. Why is he smelly? Because he's probably hasn't taken a bath in months. And for the final question from Noom, we have, what is the most underrated character from Amphibia or Owl House in your opinion? So I think I may have answered this in the past, but I answered it again. From Amphibia, I think the most underrated character is Wally. Now there are some other characters that are up there too, like Toadstool, Grime, Mrs. Croaker. Those three are good, but like Wally is so good, guys. He's so good. Some of the things he teaches Anne are like really, really important to her character development, and I can really respect like just, you know, doing what you love, not really caring what other people think about you. You know, it's really respectable. As for Owl House, it's gotta be Edric. It's gotta be Edric, dude. And Emra to a certain extent too. But like the Blight twins, dude, I love their chaotic nature and I want to see more of them. But like specifically Edric being like always the short end of the stick when it comes to like the Blight family, where he and Emra hang out, but Emra like low-key doesn't really like Edric, or like she doesn't want to like, she, you know, there's the whole thing like, oh, I don't want to be around you all the time, or it just, I don't know. It feels more like Edric is just kind of pushed to the side, and I loved the episode. Again, that episode that I was talking about, like with Amity, I forget what it's called, but the episode where like he hangs out with Ida, dude, I love that episode so much for his character, because he kind of feels left out and pushed to the side, which he literally is, and we need more Edric. And let me tell you right now, guys, you're gonna get more Edric. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. There we go. That's the Q&A video. So thank you all so much for your questions. I'm sorry I couldn't answer them all. I really am. There are some really good questions out there that I didn't get to answer, but I appreciate you all expressing interest in asking questions. It's very kind of you. I do appreciate it. So even if I didn't answer your question, thank you for sending so many questions. But that'll be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a happy new year, and I will see you all soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.